Hey guys, Megaton Menace here, back with another video. Once again joined by my friend Desir, and we're going to be watching and reacting to RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 5. So, the thumbnail for the episode showed Pietro, so I guess him and Amity is what we're going to get.
Amity was the name, by the way.
Which makes sense, and honestly, I would have probably predicted that to be what the episode would have been about anyway. But regardless, that's going to be cool. Now that, I guess that means that probably Cinder and her group will attack the stadium today and we'll get some kind of showdown with them. Because otherwise, there won't really be much to do in these 19 minutes.
Unless it's just a lot of calm before storms.
Which is possible.
Definitely possible.
Yeah, and also that's true because we're not, we know that they're trying to launch Amity, but we're not quite sure how close they are, and they might want to actually be all dramatic with showing the Coliseum launch, and that could take a few minutes. And obviously, just because Ruby's always in RWBY, we'll probably get a scene with her at Schnee Manor, and therefore that would probably focus on Norin. Maybe even something with Willow and Whitley, which are definitely both characters that I'm curious about, because is Willow ever going to be more than just a sad mom who drinks, and what's Whitley's character arc going to be? Because right now he's in this situation where he thought that his father was great, and he has very recently come to the realization that that was not true, which means that right now how people treat Whitley is going to affect who he becomes when he grows into a man. So, and I feel like that if they continue to treat him bad the way they did in the last episode, he'll just become another jock. But if they show him compassion, he could actually
be his own person.
Yes.
And a person who can define himself outside of his father's actions.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to go for. I just kind of got choked on my own words.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I fucking say this?
It happens to us all.
Yeah. So
I'm definitely ready to dive into this.
Yeah, I think I am too. So let's start.
Let's do it up.
And it's also interesting too, just because now that, since they just talked about the fact that after episode 7 there's going to be a 5-week hiatus before they do the second half of the show, and I think that's probably because even though they started this season early, Rona probably still caused some delays. So I would guess that's probably why. But regardless, it makes me think, I wonder how natural the cliffhanger at the end of episode 7 will feel. Maybe it really is just a production thing and it's going to feel like a normal episode end, or maybe that's when the actual battle for Atlas will really start, with the barrier going down and the Fort Salem's forces rolling in and stuff.
Right.
Because it does feel like that they're building to it pretty quickly, and that to drag it out much longer, they would have to be what if we randomly introduce some new plot points? Which they have done before, just like how, the Apathy arc in Volume 6 was good, but it did kind of, come out of nowhere, stick around for just a few episodes, and then go away.
Right. I did want to ask you, how has Rooster Teeth been on letting the videos go live on YouTube?
They've actually been fine. Usually it's the type of thing where, I upload it on Saturday night, it gets unblocked on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I wait to post it till Saturday because I appreciate the fact that they aren't being mean about it.
What made me think of it is last season we cut the intros.
Right. Yeah,
we might end up doing it again. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Only if we get copyright problems.
Exactly.
Dad.
Penny?
This does not seem like a very good idea.
What is this?
Looks like an explosive.
I know, right?
It's probably a gravity dust bomb, but it's blue.
We have enough systems up and running to broadcast our message and keep Amity in atmospheric orbit.
So you're gonna launch it
Thrusters just
and
aren't
broadcast the
capable of
message
reaching our
now?
target
Oh.
altitude on their own.
Here we go.
Fortunately, we're sitting on a couple hundred tons of thrust.
Power loader.
Once we pass
I mean,
into
that's-
broadcasting range,
That's kind of neat, because that means that if they get attacked, she might be able to be a little bit helpful in a fight, so it wouldn't just be Penny by herself.
out into the rest of the world.
Yeah. Oh, we've never seen Petro's wheelchair. and
Yes,
what
we
it's
have.
capable of.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like, maybe that thing can fight.
What if no one is able
At
to
least
come and
in
help
some
us?
fashion or
If
form.
I stay behind, I could maybe.
We are not having this conversation again. I'm your father. I'm telling you that you belong on Amity.
Yes, sir.
Yikes.
Don't you think Penny has had enough people telling her what to do?
Yeah.
Prepare for launch, please.
He's just trying to protect her,
Move us
though.
into position.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, we need someone to defend it if it gets attacked, and I
Systems are
don't want her
ready.
to get, like, killed in the
Penny?
Salem War. Because he knows that she's a target.
Amity is requesting launch access now.
Yeah, plus there's just like a general resentment for authority. Like he's,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes listen to your elders, your superiors. It might not seem like they have your best interest in mind, but they might.
Yeah, and it is
It's
hard because,
actually possible.
and we do need to remember that, like,
Advise you to hang on.
technically she was killed by Emerald/Pyrrha, and they have established that she can't come back if it happens again. So him being more defensive of new Penny than he was of old Penny does make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
called it.
Where do you think you
No calm, just storm.
Yeah.
Penny, no.
Of course she has to fight her. Like, otherwise she'll just destroy Amity. Neo and Emerald, okay. Like, because they made it clear that Emerald was coming, but whether or not Neo was coming too was left ambiguous.
Right.
Oh.
That's a colorful explosion right there.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the need for. Like, it's clearly a bunch of different dusts going up, and I'm not sure how that helps Amity launch.
Oh boy.
It's time.
I was hoping your friends would be here. But it looks like they left you to do all the work. Pure soul to be used.
Talk about the pot cut like college.
Right? Ain't
Whack.
that the truth?
Like, dude.
Irony. It's like, oh, I can do swords too. Yeah, but yours are glass, so they'll break. Yep.
You're like, yes.
I mean, she'll probably be able to break it really easily, but ouch. Yeah. And it's hard too, because it's like Emerald and Neo are both pretty heavy hitters as well.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Neo's so adorable. I also really do like this emerald design.
Yeah. Yep. Didn't take much. Cause it's like I'm meant to lift shit, not to fight.
And what do you want?
Damn.
Yeah. It's like, all right, let's fight. My eyes did get fixed, so I might be able to do some scythe shit.
Yes.
High enough to broadcast? Okay. But only for 3 minutes?
You got this. 3 minutes. Make it count.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's how long it'll go, or if that's how long until it can start.
Right. Yeah, it's not good. I feel like Cinder here is all Maiden, but Penny is just base stats.
Yeah.
Which is definitely worth mentioning.
Because it means that Cinder can't get more powerful in the fight, but Penny could. And that makes sense, because, like, she hasn't been a maiden for long. She's only been in that one fight. Like, she's more comfortable with her
With base Penny.
than her maiden powers.
Plus, it's
Only use it if you have to. Don't be greedy for it.
absolutely.
Because Cinder relies on it too much.
Oh, totally.
She's like, I could use my glass, but I usually don't see it. Like, she did use it in this fight, but she rarely pulls that shit out.
And it also seemed like she definitely enhanced it through the
Yeah,
maiden.
like with fire, it looked like.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like, my cane has been a scythe this entire time. Which makes sense, because why would she just get rid of it? And it did have the skull on it. Okay, I guess that countdown is probably until the broadcast starts, because now it's just at a minute, and we haven't heard any broadcasty shit.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm an
Why
evil
serve
bitch,
someone like Salem?
and I don't know her
Don't
actual
serve
plan.
anyone, and you wouldn't either if you weren't built that way.
That is not.
Huh?
She's trying to make her doubt herself.
for
No,
people
I
who
get
care
that.
about them.
I just don't understand how she's convinced herself she doesn't serve someone.
Because she's a power mad fool and she's delusional. The fact that she doesn't see it that way makes sense to me. Like, I understand why she sees it that way.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, think about it.
Yeah.
Ice versus fire.
Yeah, well, because if that shit falls, that's the end of Pietro. Because it'll fall. Ouch. Just use some radial shit. Okay, that's fucking dope. And don't let her get you again.
Well, yeah, and honestly, it's so terrifying that Emerald's just in the background.
Yeah, right. Like, because the fact that she's in the back room makes me feel like that everything that I'm seeing might not be real.
Right, exactly. And when's she gonna turn the tide with her semblance?
Now, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, I'm not gonna fall for this bullshit twice.
Get wrecked.
No.
I got shivers. Because, like, that's dope, and I'm feeling nervous.
I totally get it.
I know.
No, that was sick though, for sure. And
I can fill that thing full of holes before you take me down.
That's true. Oh, boy. Outside bullshit. Oh, she's just like, I'm getting out with my girl.
Get us out of here.
Man.
Hurry.
They were fucking lucky. There are so many ways that it could have been like, and then Pietro, Penny, and Maria all died. Like, that could have gone that way so easily.
Missed our window.
yeah. Oh, okay.
He wasn't able to. So he had to connect
Like
during
we
that
drifted
time.
to, touching down just north of.
Oh, because now they needed they only had enough dust for a temporary launch, so it's gonna land.
Our message is only a few minutes long. I can try and hold Amity in place.
Oh shit, she's gonna fucking Iron Man that shit
You're
with
in no
like
condition
Sokovia.
for something like this. Even
Do
just
it.
a temporary-
That is our only option.
She's right, Pietro. We
Let her
have
do
to
it.
remember the big picture.
I don't care about the big picture. I care about my daughter.
Yeah.
I lost you before. And you're asking me to go through that again? No. No. I want the chance to watch you live your life.
But Dad, I am trying to.
It's like, it's easy to empathize with how he feels,
Right.
but he needs to let her do it. And she needs to not die when she's doing it.
A and B, come on.
Right.
No, I thought that was a very touching, sentimental scene.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it a lot.
And just in case it's not obvious, like, if we're ever quiet, it's because we're invested in what we're watching to the point that we aren't being like, oh, words.
Yeah, and there's definitely there's a point where commentary doesn't make something better.
Yep.
And that scene was very strong on its own. I like that imagery, by the way. Like, that would make such a great wallpaper. Penny with the shattered moon and the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty fire.
The strength is real.
Uh-huh,
It's one of those things where, like, realistically, though, it's like, if she's strong enough to lift that, why couldn't you turn someone into a bloodstain with a single punch? Just saying.
Just saying. Well, yeah, but she's also using her
I know.
propel system, like the thing that boosts her.
So a flying punch.
Flying punch.
See, she's always got to be in every episode, even if it's a pre-recorded message.
My name is Ruby Rose. I'm a huntress. And if we've done everything right, then I'm talking to all of Remnant right now. Dr. Polendina can explain more.
That's a fancy
But right now,
whatever it
you all
is.
need to know
Okay.
that the Kingdom of Atlas is under attack. Things are dire.
It's nice to have confirmation that Argus wasn't wiped out when Salem was on her way to Atlas.
I see it.
Some new enemy or invading kingdom.
This is great, seeing some of the...
Oh, shit. All right, guys. I don't know where you are, but you got to pack up your shit, and you got to get there before the season's over. You too, Ilya. Come on. Wait.
Characters?
Come on.
There are characters?
I know it's cliche, but you guys got to end the season with the fucking endgame portals. You got to do that shit. I don't care that everyone's going to be like, endgame portals in the reactions. I don't care that it's been done before. You got to do it. Oh, even Shopkeeper. Oh, shit.
Dude! Apparently,
gotta-
the show has character.
And we got a name drop for Shade's headmaster.
Oh, really? I missed it because of the visuals.
It's the same name as my real name.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he better not be a fucking bad guy.
And that's good news for us. Penny's blades operate
Everyone
in
disliked
order
that.
to control them all, they need to communicate with one another.
We didn't have time to prepare for Salem. But now you do.
She's like,
Just
all
because
part of
she
the
can't
plan.
be destroyed doesn't mean she can't be beaten. If she really was unstoppable, she wouldn't have acted with such caution until now. She knows we're a threat. So even if
Ugh.
Atlas falls, you can't give up.
The W chip. Oh, wait, really? I definitely thought that the sword would have to be returned to her before it could fuck with her. But clearly not. I guess she's still connected to it somehow.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I guess.
How does that work?
I don't know. It's like, but it's, yeah,
Oh, shit.
No, come back.
yeah.
That's rough, Tai.
Dog, get back inside.
We can ride out on Amity together.
I have to go. The bolts. No.
Ugh.
Well, that's...
What is happening?
Honestly, the fact, ouch, the fact that the fact that it happened in the early season, I think, is a good sign.
Penny!
Because if it was gonna result in like her actually being evil or dying, they would have done it at the end of the season. But because they did it early,
And Penny isn't responding.
she'll probably be herself before the volume's over.
Did you?
I know that's a big leap and that's a lot of speculation, but
It's
Yeah.
possible Penny's systems are merely rebooting. As for the tower, well, perhaps Pietro isn't the genius
Yeah,
you thought.
I hope they don't leave that as a cliffhanger, even though they probably are for this episode. Like, we're probably not going to have...
dude, the episode's
fine.
over in like probably like a minute,
Winter.
Yeah.
maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Until Penny either responds.
Right, because in
standing
theory,
in
she
front
like
of that
maybe
bolt.
she just died from burning up in
There's a lot
orbit.
of
I doubt that,
circumstance.
but That's what they're kind of acting like.
Take the Aesop's.
Right.
I want constant updates. Get him back to his cell.
With pleasure.
Dude, letting this
That was
dude...
the wrong-
Yeah, he picked up
Why
that
did we
broken
lose
shit
signal?
that Ironwood threw at him, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Letting him
I
around
think it's
Tech
just up
was one of the
I
stupidest
know,
fucking
I
decisions anyone could have possibly made. I have
Okay.
no idea.
Oh.
It's Grim. A river
Of Grim?
Yeah.
What?
I mean-
that's crazy. I
Yeah.
wonder, and I'm
I
sure
mean-
it's very much so like the River of the Dead or like a River of Souls where they
Yeah.
can animate outside of it. That's crazy talk. Though.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like maybe there's rivers like that all over Remnant, and that's why there's regional Grim, or maybe it was created recently because of the fact that the whale is there, or maybe it specifically connects Atlas to where Salem's main base is. And even though I know that a lot of people, like some people think that her base is in that red part of Mistral, others think it's on the Dragon continent, but the simple truth is, like, technically we don't know. Like,
Right.
Like it's possible that her base is 20 miles north of Atlas. That's possible. We don't know.
North of Atlas, is that even a thing on a map?
We don't know.
We don't
like,
know.
Atlas is definitely close to the top, but there ain't no legend or scale, so who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. So, I do like the fact that the episodes are primarily focusing on like a single group of the split up, because like sure, yeah, like there was like a RWBY cameo and a Team Yang cameo, but that episode really was primarily just like Penny, Pietro, and Maria at Amity. And that's definitely nice, because
Plus,
yeah.
all of the cameos, I could not be more ecstatic just seeing so many of the
Yeah.
characters that, and we didn't even get to see where they were, and yet that felt so satisfying to see Glenda Goodwitch, Sun and Neptune, like, dude,
Right,
it
'cause
was so Gira on the phone,
exactly,
like,
just
every-
because like it confirms that they're alive, it confirms that they're actually characters, and also it implies, because of the way storytelling works, usually if you show a character, because like there's lots of characters that exist that they didn't show, and therefore it makes me think that they showed those ones because those ones are going to be relevant like later this season or next season or something.
Right, they're gonna enter into the fray, which is fantastic. No, I'm super excited for endgame portals or the reinforcements coming. Like, yes,
Yeah.
and that is definitely something that could mess with Salem's plan, because Salem is
Right.
definitely, she's trying to overwhelm with force, so a resistance and reinforcements probably not a part of her plan.
Exactly.
And oh, really quick, sorry. The river, I think that
Right.
that could be a way for her to easily, hypothetically, move her army from one place to another. Because it's like, what if the river seeps into Mantle and then transmorphs Grim out of it?
And that does make sense, because even as big as Salem's current Grim army that's with her is, they're all like flying Grim that came with the whale. But it's like, of course you need ground forces if you were launching an invasion. So that's where they're going to come, out of the river.
I mean, that's just a thought that I have, certainly.
That definitely, that adds up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because I guess I'm definitely curious what the seasonal plan is for Crow and Robin, because like I do think it's pretty apparent that like when shit actually hits the fan, they're gonna be like, we fight. But whether or not it's something of like Atlas is getting fucked and therefore like the power to the cells shut down, and then they're like, all right, time to fight, or if Ironwood is like, I have enough of my sanity to realize that now that the war started, I need you, so I let you out.
I don't even want to talk about Ironwood's sanity right now. Like, let me get this straight. You don't trust Crow, but you trust Watts.
Yeah, what?
You won't give power to Robin, but you'll give Watts everything he needs to fuck you over. You don't want to help the people of Mantle, but we can trust Watts.
You know what's also crazy? This now,
dude.
okay, so the reason why Watts hates Ironwood is because Ironwood prioritized the creation of Penny over the project that Watts wanted to do. And that made Watts feel like that Ironwood didn't value him as a scientist. Therefore, with Watts and Ironwood working together, that's technically not the case. And for that reason, Ironwood might think, now that I'm valuing him as a scientist, his reason to hate me doesn't exist anymore. But obviously Watts is still planning some bullshit, because we literally... It's been obvious the entire...
It's not that I don't understand your logic. It's just
Right.
that, like, I am so tired of making excuses for Ironwood. I objectively don't like what they're doing to his character, but they're making it hard to even forgive him, because it's, like, so stupid.
Right.
Why are you going to trust Watts, dude?
I see it.
How are you going to trust Watts over Crow?
Exactly.
Crow is sitting in a jail cell.
And I see it, because it's literally like, for the last 5 episodes... with Ironwood and Watts, they've basically done the Crow-Tyrion issue 5 times.
Right, like instead of trusting this person who maybe was a little untrustworthy a little bit this one time, I'm just going to trust this person who will clearly kill my family and rob us blind. Like, don't trust Watts, dude.
Exactly.
It should be so self-evident.
Yeah.
Well... let's be optimistic. I don't think Penny's in serious danger.
Yeah.
Although I do think she's probably banged up, to say the least.
Honestly, I feel like that it's probably gonna be on some Terminator shit where, like, her clothes and her skin probably burnt up, but her actual metallic frame is probably like, okay.
Okay. Now... one thing that I want to talk about, though I don't want to get caught up on it, is like an emergency broadcasting system that hits the entire world. I don't even think that's tech we have.
It's not.
And so it's like, that strikes me as so like, wait, what?
Yeah, but it is true that at the beginning of Volume 7, they did specify, if we can get a CCT tower, which is also technically tech we don't have, to a certain altitude, we can broadcast a global message.
Yeah, no.
And therefore, even though you're right, doesn't bother me.
Well, no, but a global message is also different than a override. Because, like...
Right.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's not just like, oh...
the message exists
and anyone can hear
watch
it. It's like, this message is getting forcefully beamed into all of your shit, no matter what you're doing.
That's some totalitarian government stuff right there.
It's literally just like, he made a phone call to every Skrull on the planet, and there was only a green button when their phone was ringing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And it's what's crazy too is that the fact, even though we didn't actually see Gira in that scene, just him calling, the fact that, like, Ilya was listening to it and then it's like, oh shit, Gira's calling, the implication is definitely he's calling because he saw that and he's like,
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And
let's get some.
And therefore, and also, I think that according to the canon books, Sun and Neptune are in vacuo, which means that how big the ocean... because Atlas and Vacuo are right next to each other on the map, but we have no idea how big that ocean is. Kind of just like how on an actual global map, Hawaii and Japan are right next to each other, but they're not actually close to each other because the ocean's big.
Right. Well, the ocean's big, and also it's not like No, I totally get what you're saying.
Basically, what I'm saying is that I feel like that characters like Tai Yang showing up seems unlikely. Sun and Neptune seems possible, and like Gira, Ilya, and their Faunus group seems probable. Like even though they showed all those characters, I think some of them showing up in the future is more likely than others.
I think Sun. The only one I would slightly disagree is I think Sun and Neptune are high up on that list. I think they're going to be instantly mobilized. And
I hope so.
The main reason that I say that, maybe I'm a little conquered by my bias because I want to see it, but it's also like they had such a visually striking scene. Like if you think about the two of them on that crazy backdrop with the moon and the like a lot of them, like basically what I'm saying is the ones that I don't think will act are the ones that were sitting in their home with their family on the couch with their dog or their kid.
Exactly.
Like I don't think they're gonna join the fight, but everyone else we saw who's like a fighter,
I see it.
Joins the fight.
I see it. And considering the fact that even though Tai Yang was on his couch, like he was alone, and is what's crazy. Like the last time that we saw Tai Yang was like at the end of volume 5, I think, and it was like a post credit scene of Raven showing up there in bird form.
And it was very brief because he really only had a role in volume 4.
But what I'm getting to is that it's possible that Raven was there and was off screen, and if that is the case, Raven and Tai Yang could theoretically show up instantly because Crow, Ruby, and Yang are all marked.
Yeah. So boop.
Right. And boop. And that's it's also true though that like there's a lot of, like, for example, the fact that like we didn't see Team Funky or Team Coffee, I also definitely does make me think maybe everyone that was shown in there really is actually going to show up.
Right. Hey man, I'm with it. That was one of the coolest scenes RWBY's had because it's something I've been asking for a long time.
Yeah, and
I want a global presence throughout the arcs of the series.
Yeah.
So like big ups, Rooster Teeth, big ups.
Yeah. And it's crazy though. And like I'm not sure what they're gonna, because obviously like at some point they're gonna be like, all right, it's time for like the Battle of Atlas, but with it now being like what? Because like we got, because like 2/3 of our characters are like out of commission because they just had big fights, and then the other third is out in the snow and is about to have a big fight. So I guess honestly they'll probably be like, Yang's group will probably have a big fight out in the snow, and then it'll be like, all right, everybody's tied from their big fights, so now we can start the third act war.
Let's do it.
Right.
When it rains, it pours.
Ain't that the truth?
Any additional thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
It's at 19 minutes, and it's 19 minutes and 1 second. Let's see if we can get Burning Tractor.
I think that Burning Tractor already happened.
No Burning Tractor in the video. Rest in peace. Rip.
I think that Burning Tractor happened a couple seconds before that.
Probably.
So anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.